Jill Duggar Dillard embraces joy and sorrow while visiting stillborn daughter Isla Marie's grave. Grief often comes quietly. Sometimes it arrives in waves that feel overwhelming. Other times, it appears in a quiet moment, standing beside a small grave, remembering a life that never had the chance to begin. For Jill Duggar Dillard, that moment came as she visited the resting place of her daughter, Isla Marie Dillard. In a heartfelt reflection shared with her followers, Jill described experiencing both joy and sorrow at the same time. Joy for the love she felt while carrying her daughter. Sorrow for the life she never got to watch unfold. For fans who first met Jill on the reality show 19 Kids and Counting, and later on Counting On, this deeply personal moment offered a rare glimpse into a kind of grief that many families experience but often struggle to talk about. Today, we'll explore the story behind Jill's emotional visit, the heartbreaking loss of Isla Marie, and how Jill and her husband Derek Dillard have navigated the complicated journey of grief, healing, and remembrance. Because sometimes the most powerful stories aren't about fame or television. They are about love that lasts forever, even after goodbye. When Jill Duggar Dillard first shared the news of her pregnancy, fans were excited. Jill and Derek already had 2 sons, and the couple had spoken openly about their hopes for their growing family. But their happiness was soon replaced by devastating news. During a routine pregnancy checkup, doctors discovered that their baby had no heartbeat. Their daughter, whom they had already named Isla Marie, had passed away before birth. Stillbirth is one of the most painful experiences a family can face. It's a loss that comes suddenly. A loss that leaves parents grieving not only the child they lost, but the future they imagined. For Jill and Derek, that future had already begun forming in their hearts. They had pictured holding their daughter, watching their sons meet their baby sister, seeing her grow up. All of those dreams disappeared in a single moment. Yet despite the overwhelming grief, Jill chose to share her experience publicly. She hoped that by speaking openly, she could help other parents who had experienced similar losses. The loss of a baby before birth creates a unique kind of grief. Parents must say goodbye to someone they barely had time to meet. For Jill and Derek, saying goodbye to Isla Marie was one of the hardest moments of their lives. They chose to honor their daughter with a burial and a special place where they could visit and remember her. That place became more than just a grave. It became a symbol of love. A quiet space where Jill could talk to her daughter, reflect, and process the emotions that come with loss. Over time, visiting Isla's grave became part of Jill's healing process. Not because the pain disappeared, but because remembering her daughter became a way to keep her memory alive. During one recent visit, Jill shared her emotions in a post that resonated deeply with thousands of people. Standing at her daughter's grave, she described feeling both joy and sorrow at the same time. Sorrow because Isla isn't here. Sorrow because she never got to see her daughter smile or hear her laugh. But there was also joy. Joy in the love she felt during the pregnancy. Joy in knowing that Isla will always be part of their family. And joy in the memories they created, even if they were brief. This mixture of emotions is something many grieving parents recognize. Grief isn't just sadness. It's a complex mix of love, memory, longing, and hope. And sometimes those emotions exist side by side. Stillbirth remains a difficult topic for many families to discuss. Yet it is far more common than many people realize. Every year, thousands of families experience the heartbreak of losing a baby before birth. For parents, the grief can feel isolating. Friends and relatives may not always know what to say. Some people avoid the subject entirely. But Jill's decision to speak openly has helped bring attention to the emotional realities of stillbirth. By sharing her story, she has helped other families feel less alone. Many parents who have experienced similar losses responded to her message, thanking her for acknowledging a pain that often goes unspoken. Throughout the journey, Jill hasn't faced grief alone. Her husband, Derek Dillard, has stood by her side. Together, they have navigated the complicated emotions that follow a tragedy like this. Derek has also shared reflections about Isla Marie, expressing how much their daughter means to them. The couple has spoken about how their faith has played a role in their healing. While grief remains, their belief that they will one day see their daughter again has given them comfort. For many families experiencing loss, having a strong support system can make a profound difference. And for Jill, Derek has been a constant source of strength. Jill's story is also part of a larger family narrative. She grew up as one of the many children in the Duggar household led by Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar. The Duggar family became widely known through reality television. But behind the cameras, they have experienced their own share of personal struggles. When Jill shared news of Isla Marie's passing, family members expressed support and condolences. Loss often reminds families of the importance of unity and compassion. Even in complicated family dynamics, moments like these bring people together. After Jill shared her emotional visit to Isla's grave, fans flooded the comments with messages of support. Many shared their own stories of pregnancy loss. Others simply offered prayers, love, and encouragement. The response showed how deeply people connected with Jill's honesty. For some viewers who had followed her since 19 Kids and counting, it felt like watching a friend go through heartbreak. But it also became an opportunity for collective healing. By talking openly about grief, Jill created a space where others felt safe sharing their own experiences. For Jill, remembering Isla Marie isn't about dwelling in sadness. It's about honoring her daughter's life. Even though Isla never had the chance to grow up, she remains an important part of their family story. Jill has said that her daughter will always be remembered. Through visits to the grave, through conversations with her sons, through moments of reflection. These small acts of remembrance help transform grief into something meaningful. Not something that disappears, but something that evolves over time. Perhaps the most powerful part of Jill's message was the idea that joy and sorrow can exist together. For many grieving parents, that realization can take time. At first, grief feels overwhelming. But eventually, moments of joy begin to return. A laugh with family, a beautiful memory, a reminder of the love that still exists. Jill's reflection shows that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to live with both emotions, honoring the past while continuing forward. Standing beside the grave of Isla Marie Dillard, Jill Duggar Dillard experienced something deeply human. A mixture of grief and gratitude, pain and love, sorrow for the life that never was, and joy for the daughter who will always be part of her heart. Her story reminds us that grief isn't something we simply move on from. Instead, we carry it with us. We learn to live alongside it. And sometimes, in the quietest moments, we discover that even in the midst of loss, love remains. Forever.